Hi, welcome back. This is Ashwani, and today's video we will be discussing cloud computing. In other words, how Azure and AWS works. If I say like how AWS manage their resources, so all of these things we will try to find the answer of all these questions. Okay, so let me start this video without waste any time. So if you go on the internet and search what is a cloud computing, you will find this pretty famous definition of cloud computing. That cloud computing is an on-demand delivery of computer services. But if you are in an interview or somewhere, if someone asks you what is a cloud computing, if you give this two-liner definition, definitely they will not satisfied or they will throw you out. Okay, so before put your definition on the table, you need to understand like how all these things are working, how AWS like infra is working, right? How AWS is managing their resources. So that's why I have put this question, like what is a cloud computing and how it works. So this is my question for this video, and we will understand in detail like what is meaning of cloud computing actually. So to make you understand, I will start with some little story that will make you understand what is a cloud computing. Okay, that is not a story, that is like a diagrammatical representation of things. So this is you. Okay, this is you, and you need a system we call virtual system. Like you have on your machine, this is your laptop, right? This is your laptop, and in your laptop you have Windows operating system. Which Windows? If I say okay, I say this is Mark want to install now Linux operating system in Windows. So what you will do? There are a couple of steps, right? We all know that. I need VirtualBox and VirtualBox, that is Oracle VirtualBox or any whatever you want to prefer. And on top of that, we will say I need ISO file or something for installing my Linux operating system. Okay, so you will go and download that Ubuntu something 20.ils its or something. Okay, yeah, you will download it. Now you will install this file in your host machine with the help of this VirtualBox. So what this VirtualBox will do, it will create a separate isolation uh, storage in your host memory, right? In your host, it will create one separate isolation. In here you will install your like operating system, Linux operating system, or whatever you want to install, like Unix or Linux. Okay, yeah, so you install it. So this Windows is your host, and this is your actual Linux operating system. On top of your host machine, you installed it. So how you install it? With the help of Oracle VirtualBox, right? So in same way this whole AWS is working. Let me make you understand how it is working. So let me put the heading here, that is working. Okay, so now let's understand how they are working. Before understanding the working, you need to understand 2 points, that is virtualization, okay, and second is hypervisor. Okay, first is virtualization and second is hypervisor. So hypervisor is work on top of virtualization. So this is your virtualization, on top of it hypervisor is work. Okay, now what is a hypervisor and what is a virtualization? So let me give you some idea. So you can just correlate your virtualization as your VirtualBox. Why we are using it? We are using VirtualBox to isolate our environment. Like this is your host machine. This is my host machine, right? And inside my host machine, I need a separate environment. I need this separate environment. So here I can install my another operating system, Linux or Unix. Okay. So for doing this particular isolation, I need my virtualization. Got it? This is my first point. Now to install a operating system in my isolated environment, I need hypervisor. So this is hypervisor. Now hypervisor is two type. First, it's software type, and second, hardware type. So what is the difference between them? To enable hypervisor in software, we need a host machine, and to enable hypervisor in hardware type, we don't need any host machine. We don't need this. So this is a difference. So now you got it. we have virtualization to enable that, like isolate my particular environment for installing my OS, and hypervisor will install OS. Now you will get an idea. Now let me draw the some another thing. So let's suppose this is your machine, okay, and we are discussing here AWS or cloud working. So we can say cloud computing, okay. So this is your machine, and what is your machine will consist? Let me do that. This is your machine, and inside your machine you will have like your resources like RAM and hard disk SSD, okay. On top of that you will have your operating system, and on top of that you will have hypervisor. So let me say your operating system, or here you will have your hypervisor, okay, because your hypervisor worked on top of virtualization. So if one client came to you, this is a person and this is your client, okay. Let me draw this. So this is your customer, not client. Like this is your customer, and he need one machine with, it say I need 2 core processor, and I need 2 GB RAM, like this, okay. So you will say, okay, I will give you 2 GB RAM, I will give you all things. What do you need to do? Just fill the form on, let's make an account on AWS and just fill the form whatever you needed, and what type of services you need, like IaaS, like a PaaS or SaaS, whatever you need, right? SaaS, PaaS or IaaS, okay. So you will we will talk about later all these services. Those are different topic, but for now just focus, you need a system with 2 core processor and 2 GB RAM. So what you will do, like suppose you have a hard disk here. So this hypervisor will create a separate isolation here and give you the memory, give you the system with, this is your machine. This is your machine with 2 core processor and 2 GB RAM. Okay, what do you need? Now let's suppose this person or another person came here, second person came, he also need a system with same configuration, okay. Like I'm taking for a reference, but you can say like 4 core processor or 4 GB RAM, like this. So now again we will create a separate environment here, okay, and I will give uh, the machine here, I will give another machine with 4 core and 4 GB RAM, okay. This is my RAM and all, whatever you need. And one more thing, if you are giving here like 2 GB RAM, 2 core and 4 core and 4 GB RAM, then for definite your host machine will be like large machine. Like suppose you are having 16 GB RAM, right? 16 GB RAM, and you are having 1 TB hard disk, then only you are capable to provide all these things, right? Like from the like 4 GB RAM, you have 4 GB RAM, you provided for like 16 GB RAM, you have provided 4 GB here and 2 GB here, like yeah, 2 GB here and 4 GB here, and you have like uh, very like powerful system, you have multiple cores there. So 2 core you have provided here and 2 core provided, like 4 core you provided here. So this is your very large machine, very powerful machine, that's why you are doing this. But now you have something drawbacks here if you are following this thing. Like if you are having a big machine and you are doing a partition like or environment here, and you are providing your all the machines like the one machine and two machine in same environment in same host machine. So what is the first drawback? Let's suppose this user one, this one having some confidential files, and if he want to install some software or put some files, the same files will be installed in same host machine, right? And if this person also want to install it, also be installed in same host machine. This is creating a problem because two system, like this is a system one, right? This is a system one and system two, and this is a system one, machine one. So these all are can see the file of each other, so this is not a good thing, right? And one more problem, this is our first drawback. And second drawback, let's suppose now third person will came, like the second person says, okay, now I don't want to be my system to be running for particular time, or now my work is done, what I want to do, I want to switch off my computer. So what he do, like what this person will do, like I want to switch off my computer, so it will say okay, came here and turn off. Okay, turn off. So now AWS is working on this mechanism. It will not charge, like AWS will not charge you the particular amount of time you switch off the computer. So now what happened, this particular like cores, like 4 cores and memory will get returned to your host machine again. So now again your retention will done, and host machine have your this 4 core and 4 GB RAM there. So again third person came and says okay, I need one system with the same 4 core and 4 GB RAM. So what do you think, the AWS will give this same system to him, or what it will do? Yeah, it will create a partition, or what will, like it will create a partition here and it will give another system to the third person. So this is system third. Okay, now as instance the AWS gave the third system to this person came back, now say I need my system back, I have some work. What happened now, what did AWS will do? Yeah, of course, like if we are doing all these things in one system, we have this particular system, then it will be a problem. Like might be it possible I don't have sufficient resource to just give this, or let's suppose like third person will come, right? So I don't have the sufficient resource to give my system to this person. So in this case what will we do? So these are the drawback when we are doing the same things, with the help of one host machine. It is a like it is a good if we are doing as an individual, like I want to be installed Linux or Unix in my system, then it will be very helpful. Okay, I will do, I don't have any other person to share my resources. But in terms of multiple person or multiple clients, we can't use one machine. So that's why this is a story I want to tell you. AWS doesn't uses one computer or one single computer, and it has larger like cluster of storage. So now how AWS work? So this is a thing which I want to tell you. Like this AWS is not working. This is working of my personal computer. Okay, where I don't have these multiple systems, I only have one person. So now let's see how the AWS is working. Let's suppose this is a now working of AWS from here is started. Now multiple request is coming to the AWS. So what it will do, like AWS have one system here, okay, and this is a person, and it say okay, I need one virtual machine, give me the one machine with the like 2 core and like 2 GB RAM or something. So you will fill the form on AWS website, it will go here in AWS system, and it will give you like one system back. So this is your machine, this is your machine one. Then you start working on it. Okay, but what is the working behind it? Let's suppose again one person will came. Okay, I need a system. So AWS again give the system, but AWS will have this large memory, cluster memory. We can say this is a cluster memory, or this is a not proper word, we can say cluster of systems or cluster of machines. Okay, so this is a cluster of machines or memory, whatever you want to say, but for sake of understanding I say cluster of machines. Let's suppose you can dump somewhere like a large number of systems. So what happened when someone try to push your request from the form, I want this system for this configuration, so at instant this machine which are getting a request from the website, it will create VDI, virtual disk. Okay, it will create a virtual disk. So what is this virtual disk is? This is a file, virtual disk file. Okay, this has the information whatever the this user have want, and all the like tracking information, all the information under this file. And this file is directly associated the partition of inside this cluster of machines. So this is associated here. Okay, now so this is a partition for my system 1. Okay, and this is a next partition, like sorry, this is my virtual disk for system 1, and this is my virtual disk for system 2, and this is a different partition in a cluster of machines. Okay, so again when this second one make a request, it will create this virtual disk and what with the information and put associated to the partition in it. This system is have nothing. This system has only minimum amount of resources that can do the mapping of this virtual, create a virtual disk and do the mapping of virtual disk to the cluster of resources here. So let's suppose in future this person doesn't want the system, or it shut down the system, it shut down. Okay, the person shut the system down. Now again it came, I say on the system, I need my resource back. So what the AWS will do, it asks to the cluster, okay, I have this virtual disk for this particular system, because obviously you will create account and it will track your information. So as per that metadata, it will say I have this virtual disk for this particular system called name A, just give me whatever system he accessing previously. So this cluster will give this back, and this will come here and this will give you the system again. So like this it is working. That's why we say, like whenever you are creating a system on AWS, so when you switch off your computer or you shut down, AWS will not charge you. So at shutdown, AWS will not charge you, because at the time AWS, the whatever the resources you are using, that get back to the AWS again, and that resources AWS will assign to another person. And whenever you need back, AWS will track your information with the help of this virtual disk which they are creating, like virtual file something they are creating here. Okay, and with the help of that they will provide you back your system back. So this is a working of AWS, and this is called cloud computing, and this is how this mechanism working, and they are managing all these things on demand, because they are creating a one file or one disk inside where they are keeping us all the information, and they will not give you the partition, or they will not making a isolate environment inside this host machine. No, they are not making here. They have what this machine only have minimum capability to just make your this virtual file, or you can say virtual disk, and making a mapping from here to here. That's all. This is a very minimum, or like minimum resources machine, this one. And the main thing which is performing here, this is cluster of machines, this is managing. Okay, and this is the main difference between, you can say, data centers and AWS. Because data center, it will not provide you like machine, like you can say like 2 GB or something. They will say, okay, we have 4 GB RAM, and we have like 1 TB. So like disk, so you have to do this, you have to take this, either you switch off or whatever you will do, you have to pay for this. So this is why like data center in AWS is different. So I hope you understand the discussion whatever we have discussed here, and you have this idea now, like what does it mean like on demand delivery of computer services, and how it is managing in a background. Okay, so now I think you can answer this, like how can we say like what is a cloud computing and all. So till then I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.